Osman. Cool. Let's get this rolling. Turn the volume off. And then we should be good to go. Ugh. We in? We in. Cool. Hi, Nehu. How are ya? You think your day will be good now? Why is that? Was it not so good before? Well, thank you, Nehu. I appreciate it. But you've never even met me, so I don't know. I don't know if that needs to. I don't know if that's the case. Asma, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Nehu, I already know. I already know how your name is spelled. I don't need to write it down anymore. No. Just write it. I don't know where Nehu, I don't know why you think we're in a relationship. I've never even talked to you besides through this or even seen you. What's going on, girl? Well, thank you, Asma. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here too. We all good. But no. How's it going? How's the day been so far for everyone? Nehu, I don't know where you heard that or who told you that. I'm just here single as can be, so I don't know where you got that idea, but interesting idea. Cherry, what's up? How are we? Nehu, there is no name because there is nobody. We're single. Internet user, I need a therapist. Maybe. Felipe, I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what language you're speaking, so I have no idea what you just said. So sorry. Cherry, thank you. I appreciate the compliment about the shirt. I just think the shirt's hilarious because it is an actual tennis brand. This is just the name of the company, so I think the shirt's amazing. Rick, how are we doing, sir? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. UK, cool specs. Thank you. I appreciate it. Flower, you apparently know what Felipe's saying, so if you would like to translate, I'd be all for it. But I don't know what he said. Asma keeps smiling. It suits me. Well, thanks, Asma. I appreciate it. Bills, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate that. 3AV, yes, I am single. Stuffy, wait, I'm kind of cool. Well, thanks. I appreciate the compliment. Cherry's just dying laughing about my shirt. I know, right? I even said this when I got this shirt because we all got them almost all of us got these at my work. I was like, I can pretty much only wear this to work, or else people are gonna take this shirt out of context if they don't know anything about tennis or something, they'll just see this shirt and what it says. They'll be like, what is this guy doing? But no, it's actually a tennis thing. Let's see. UK, you're visiting random streams to spread the love. Why? Why and spread it? Interesting. Can I feel it? You hope that made me smile. Interesting. Well, thanks, UK lady. That's a nice thing you're doing. Going around to random streams, just doing kindness. Very nice. Let's see. Flower, why am I wearing the glasses? So the glasses are actually blue light blocking glasses. So that way, even because I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking at my computer for hours and hours doing these streams usually. This way I can go directly to bed, and that way I can get better sleep even if I don't sleep for as long. So that's why I'm wearing them. Flower. Yeah, that's about it. Alessandro, hello from Italy. Very cool. That's awesome. Thank you for being here. Oz, hiya Broadly. Good to see you. Hope you had a good day today and didn't work too hard. Nah, not too hard, but it's all good. It's all good about the name. My name gets mispronounced all the time, whether it be Brady, or anything like that. So it's whatever. We good. Joseph, what do you mean? What am I trying to say? I haven't said anything besides just like hello to everyone. Thanks, Brandon. MLT, dude, do a flip. I could not do that right now without hurting myself, so nah, dude. Do not need to do a flip. Asma, my heart is pure and it shows on my face. Well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the scale would be, but we'll see. Let's see. Diana, hello from the United States. Never heard of the United States, but if you're in the United States, so am I, Diana. So hello from the U.S. Skull, hello from Dubai. Very cool, all the way in Dubai. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Flower, you're from Brazil. Very cool. That's awesome. We're down here. KY. Let's see. Kushal? I hope I said that right. Please tell me if I said your name wrong. I would like to say it correctly. But if it is Kushal, hello sir. Who are you? I'm new, and you're from India. Very cool. Well, greetings. Thank you for being here. My name is Brody. I am essentially just like this little corner of the internet. Sweet, I said it right. Perfect. So, this little corner of the internet that I started making here on YouTube, this is predominantly a place where we just talk about tennis gear related questions. I'm here to answer any tennis gear questions that people may have live. So that way I can help out as many people as possible. However, sometimes the tennis talk does tend to subside and we all just kind of like hang out, have fun, and kind of do whatever. So that's kind of where we usually start the stream, and then we usually end the stream just kind of like talk about whatever. But tennis does get mentioned. Just depends on who's in here and who has questions. But yeah, that's about it. That's about it, man. If you would like to stay around, Kushal, we'd love to have you. If not, I completely get it. And I know in India it is much later in the day, so if you feel like swiping away, I completely get it, man. No hard feelings. But thank you for being here for the time you were. I do appreciate it. Brandon, hello. LSS. Write the word. No, I won't do that. I thank you for the donation, but if you thought that was gonna get me to do something like that, it wasn't. So so if I appreciate the super chat, but I'm not gonna do that. So if you want to take it back, might want to see about that. Bro, tennis is tennis. SJ, hello. Excessive, how are we doing? Kushal, oh, wrong live to be. You have zero idea of tennis, but you still subscribe. But you're not in India currently. You're in Canada. Very cool, Kushal. Well, I appreciate you hanging out, but what are you doing? What are you doing in Canada? Like, what's the story there? Ella says, "Aw, shucks. Well, guess I'm chilling here to learn more about tennis." I mean, yeah, man. Tennis is pretty cool. I enjoy it. If you have questions, or as the stream goes on, there will be plenty of more people that join in, and then probably some more of the tennis chats will just start flowing. But yeah, again, I do appreciate the super chat. It means a lot. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that you may have thought I was going to actually do that, but I do appreciate it, man. It means a lot. So hopefully I can help you out help you out with learning something while you are here, though. Kishal, we play badminton back home, quite similar to tennis. Nice, Kishal. Bapak. Yeah, cool glasses. Again, it's you again. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Bapak. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Kushal, you're a visual effects artist, just graduated from college and you're searching for a job. Very cool. So wait, if you're a visual effects artist, you just graduated from college, searching for a job, are you searching in Canada, or are you looking to potentially go back to India as well, Kushal? I'm just curious. Like I've never met you before, but I'm curious how it would go. Svel, I'm sorry, I don't know what language that is. Johnny, no. Alec, you're from Peru. Very cool. Ramirez, all the way out in Peru. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever met someone from Peru. That's really cool. L, hello from Quebec. Very cool, L. Being out in Quebec. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Shadowban, if you're American, you might as well give up looking for a job. That's crazy, Shadowband. Kishal, yes, searching for a job in Canada, but you're open to working anywhere. Honestly, the industry isn't at its best time. Gotcha. Interesting. Well, how long were you in school for to get a hold on visual? How long were you in school for your degree if to be a visual effects artist? Like, is that more like movie visual effects or is it more 2 years? Okay. Is it more like movie visual effects? Is it more like computers? What's kind of the deal with it? LEI. LEI? Is that how I say it? Did I get it right that time? Should have been H1B. I don't know what that is. Shadowband. Kishal, 2 years. Nice. Yeah, movie, TV, and games. Very cool. That's awesome, man. What made you want to get into that, Kishal? Did you just enjoy video games, TVs, and movies that much? You're just like, I want to be able to work on those. That seems really cool, and that's just kind of like where the idea started and where kind of like the passion came from, or was it just like I don't know. Let me see what this does. Reggie, you and me are brothers. Reggie, I don't even know you. How in the world are we brothers? Josh, what a stud. Interesting, okay. Different. I did not. What was it? LSS just kind of like did that out of nowhere, and I think he wanted me to, but I did not, and I do not plan on it. I did not know he was going to do that. Let's see. You're him. I do not know who that is, so I cannot really say if I'm proud or anything. You're him? Hello? Omar, no, I cannot. Because I don't know how to sing that song. I've not listened to it enough to where I would be able to tell you or sing it. So, sorry. IK, hello from Senna. That's cool. Where's Senna from? Or where is Senna at? But thank you for being here. Where's that at? I've never heard of that place. Kishal, yes, it's a pretty creative field. It's a pretty creative field. I always wanted to express myself creatively. Also, I worked in a studio back home in India. Well, that's cool. That's cool, Kishal. Awesome. Hopefully you're able to find something soon. It sounds like it'll be a good time. Especially if you get to work anywhere, or like you're open to working anywhere for it too. It seems like something that would be really cool. Isaac, hey Roni, do I watch WWE Survivor Series War Games San Diego? I did not. I do not watch anything WWE, Isaac. I've never really got into it. My brother did, but I never did. My computer's falling apart. It's not good. Omar, I'm sorry it's your birthday, but I cannot sing the song if I do not know the song. Plus, I don't feel like getting a copyright strike or anything to where my channel might get taken down. So, unfortunately, I cannot, buddy. Hi, Kinza. I'm doing good. My day, pretty much, my day pretty much was just fine. I went to work, nothing too crazy happened. It was the shortest day we have for work at my work, so not really too much was going on. We kind of just did what we needed to do and then went home. Nothing crazy. Tomorrow and this upcoming week is probably going to be our starting our busy season because of Black Friday. And with Black Friday rolling around, we're probably expected to get really busy just because last year there was a time, I think the longest stretch I did at work of working days in a row. I think I did 15 days in a row without taking a day off. So we're gonna see how busy we get this year, and if that has to happen again, we'll see. But it'll be up to how many people decide to take advantage of the Black Friday deals. My shirt is funny. Yeah, it's just a very basic shirt of a tennis racket company. I have a few of their rackets and I enjoy their rackets. So I just threw this on so that because I'm probably just going to go to sleep right after the live. So this is a decent enough shirt to fall asleep in. Elijah, we all are. We all slowly are. Omar, congratulations and happy birthday to you. It's always good to see you too, Kinza. Elijah, I got it for college, so luckily it wasn't for high school, but it is old. I don't know about crusty yet, but it is old. I'll give you that. IK Sens is a city in France in the north near the English Channel. Very cool. That's awesome. I'm so sorry that I'm probably going to butcher your name, but I'm going to assume it is pronounced Nashana. Please tell me if I got that right or wrong. I would like to not pronounce your name incorrectly if I can. But hello, Noir. Hello. Thank you for being here. I know there is the language barrier, Noir, but I do appreciate you being here, as always. Omar, well, at least sing happy birthday to him. Nah, buddy. Sorry. Maybe someone else will. Weston, hello. Kishal, you worked on the visual effects on the Dr. Dolittle movie with Robert Downey Jr. and the much trolled Cats movie, which I think was a musical theater show on Broadway. Dude, that's awesome that you worked on those. You got those on your resume. Well, Cats might be hurting you a little because it's Cats, but that's awesome, Kushal, that you got to work on those. Those things were like extremely huge and extremely big. So I'm sure people will be lining up to get you when they see that, and you put yourself out there even more and more. So that's amazing, dude. And yes, Cats originally was a Broadway musical, but then it was translated into the as you said, much trolled movie edition of Cats. And I gotta say, I never saw the Broadway version of Cats. I also never saw the movie version of Cats. And from what I've heard, I don't want to see the movie version of Cats. Like you said, much trolled. So I don't know. But that's really cool that you got to work on those, dude. Kushal, that's amazing. Andrew, do I actually play tennis? Yes, I actually do play tennis, Andrew. I play at least once a week, usually maybe a time or two here and there. But besides that, I'm just here hanging out, having fun, and then answering tennis gear related questions if they pop up. If not, as you can see, we're all just kind of hanging out, talking about whatever, just kind of going from there. But yeah, Andrew, that's about it. Isaac, CM Punk versus the Vision WWE Survivor Series War Games match next Saturday night on ESPN. Nice. Have fun with that, Isaac. Oz, you like how my trousers match my glasses? Are they shorts? No, they're not shorts. They are just Adidas sweatpants that I got for free, and I almost never wear in public because they're red. But I figured being at home for this, they would work just fine for what I would need them for. Vanessa, I'm sorry to say, but if I did not sing happy birthday to Omar, I cannot sing it to you, unfortunately. Equality for all people. Electric Cooper, thank you so much for all the jewels. I appreciate it. That means a lot. And you kind of went crazy with them. That's insane, man. Thank you so much. And Andrew, if that translation is correct, that's amazing. If you're trolling me, I will have no way to tell. So we'll go with it. Keenza, that's amazing. Hope your stream goes really well and entertaining. Unfortunately, you can't stay for 3 hours. It's a bit difficult, but you will be back after some time. That's all good, Keenza. I don't know if we'll go for 3 hours this time. We may go shorter just because I do have to work early in the morning tomorrow. But we're at least going to hit a half-hour mark like I made the commitment to, and then we'll all just kind of like see how it goes from there. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, Keenza. Kushal, you like the songs though? Hey man, that's okay. Memory, I'm pretty sure is the like really big one that everyone knows from Cats and everyone likes. So that's what. If you like Cats, you like Cats. That's it. There's not really much else to say about it. It's just pretty cool. If you enjoy it. Random talk about interesting. Oz, you should wear the red sweatpants out and about. They suit you. Well, thanks, Oz. I appreciate it. Isaac, you're taking CM Punk to win and beat the Vision next Saturday night. Very nice. Good for you. Kushal, cheers, bro. Nice to talk to you. I'll make sure to drop in for future live streams. Thanks for all the motivation. Of course, Kushal. I can't wait to hear what else you do. You already worked on Cats. You worked on Dr. Doolittle. You're gonna do some pretty cool things. You already have. You're just gonna keep going, man. That's awesome. I can't wait for you to come back and tell me all the cool stuff you're doing. It's gonna be great, and I can't wait for it. Savita, hello. AKA head on your t-shirt is crazy. It's a tennis brand, dude. That's where I got it from. That's why you have the copyright logo right there, because it is an actual tennis racket and tennis company. So this is the shirt that they made specifically, and they gave to me when I was at my job. This was the shirt they gave for me to wear. So I'm gonna just wear it. I don't know if they realized what they had done, but I'm gonna wear it. Sevilla, like, done. Interesting. I don't know what that is. Onyx, there's a spider on my roof. There probably is. I wouldn't be surprised. Random, you wish we could all quit work. Interesting. Why? Andrew, your friend is Muslim from the Middle East and he taught you Arabic words. Well, that's cool. That's very cool, Andrew. Nice. Starting to become multilingual over there. Very nice. K.A. Kadot? No, I am not asking for that. I am just wearing the shirt because it is tennis related since it is a tennis brand. That is why I'm wearing the shirt. And just for the fact that after the stream, I'm probably just going to jump into that bed and fall right asleep. And this shirt is semi-okay to fall asleep in. Demon? No, not right now. At times, just like everyone, but not right now. Harsh, what kind of question is that? I don't know, man. I get this a lot. I look like someone from Stray Kids. I don't know if this is like a joke going around or I don't know. It's interesting how it keeps coming up. Can you shout me out? I subscribe and your name is Braden. Braden, why do you want me to shout you out? Excuse me. Ang, hello, how are we doing? Alex, you're telling me that's why your girlfriend gave you a t-shirt? Maybe. I'm surprised she didn't give you a tennis racket. I don't know. Isaac, I did not see that. I don't know anything about. I do not know anything about WWE. I have not really watched WWE. I don't really know anything about it. So, I did not know anything. Alex, no one asked. I don't think anyone cares. You have your opinion. And Kadana, Yang, but you were willing to take one for the team. Interesting, bro. Interesting you were willing to take one for the team. But no, we're not asking. Svita, do I work or study? So I work, Svita. I graduated college in 2021. And yeah, did I graduate 2021? Yeah. I graduated 2021. And with that, since I graduated, I've pretty much just been working the whole time, man. That's about it. So yeah, nothing really else. Not studying. I didn't feel like I needed to go back to college. So that's about it. We just work at a tennis retail store. We have a great time, and then we also do tennis stuff here on YouTube on the side. That is about it, Savita. Jesse, this isn't the place for politics. Correct. This is not the place for politics. Go to a political YouTuber and do that. We talk about tennis here. Let's see. Sanzar? I'm sorry if I said it wrong. Please tell me how to say it right if I did not say it correctly. Ojo, what's up, man? What's the stream about? So, Ojo, basic cliff notes of the stream is that, excuse me, I'm here to answer any tennis gear related questions as they pop up. If anyone has any questions like that, if they do, I'm here to help out as much as I can, just because I've worked in a tennis retail store for the past about 8+ years, as well as funnily enough, I got certified here in the US about racket technologies and string technologies and how those work together. And so I'm here to help out as much as I can with any gear related questions. And then, Ojo, at some point, the tennis talk almost always subsides and we all just kind of like hang out, talk about whatever. We're kind of in that talking about whatever phase right away. That's usually how the streams start. But the tennis questions do start to roll in every so often. We just kind of go from there. And that's about it, man. That's all we got. That's all we got going on here. So if you'd love to stay around, we'd love to have you. If not, I get it. You're probably a busy person. You got other stuff to do. But hey, if you'd like to be here, we'll gladly have you here. Sevilla, nice. Yeah, man. Sounds like Pure Drive 2021 or 2025? I would say I personally prefer the 2025 Pure Drive a little bit more, just because I felt that the new Pure Drive 2025 is a little bit easier on the arm because Babolat made it a little bit less stiff. They also added a little bit more dampening technology into the new one. So I thought the last Pure Drive was a little bit too stiff and a little bit too powerful. The new dampening technology in it and making it a little bit less stiff made it a little bit more accessible to more players, I think. And I just personally liked the 2025 version just from the few times I got to hit with it. And that's about it. That's about it, man. Not really too much else. They both did well. I personally just preferred the 2025, but that's just my opinion on it. Let's see. Tony, what's up? What's up, Tony? How we doing? You bringing in a plane, or are you just hanging out for right now? Sevilla, you had no idea I was a graduate. Yeah, I don't necessarily like flaunt it or anything, just because it doesn't really matter. It's just I have an associate's degree, just because I did not see any point or reason to get a bachelor's for what the degree I was getting was. And so I was like, well, I can get done with college in about a year and a half, get paid while I'm at college, and then continue working full time while doing it. So I did that option instead of doing like a bachelor's that would have made me not work as much while I was in college or do something else like it. So yeah, we do have the degree. We are officially a college graduate, one of the very few in my family. But yeah, that's about it, man. Porsche, you have a serious question. If you've already put it in the chat, I should get to it soon, and then we'll see, bro. Tony, tennis players are crazy, constantly trying new rackets and never-ending strings. You're tired of searching. You're playing solid with your current frame. Yeah, Tony. You're playing solid with your diadems. Keep them. Just keep playing with them. Figure them out as much as you can, and then just go from there. We don't need anything else. Cadota? No, I cannot. See. Porsche, what's all the water stains on your ceiling? You need a new roof, bro. I do probably need a new ceiling, but they're all old and there is no there's no actual like risk of the ceiling tiles falling on me, so we're good. We're good for now. It was like that when I showed up. Hojo, OMG, the first white person to announce your name correctly. Well, I'm kind of a busy person, but I'll love to follow up. Well, thanks, Ojo. I appreciate that. I don't know how in the world I would be the first one in order to pronounce your name correctly. It's just 3 letters. I would hope my fellow white folk would be able to pronounce that, but if not, I guess I'll take the first one. I guess, but that's crazy, dude. But yeah, I'd love for you to talk more with you here in the stream if that works out. As you said, you're sort of a busy person, and I get it. If you can't be here, you can't be here. But you were here today, and I appreciate that. So we at least got that. Very nice. Seven. Old friends pass away, new friends appear. It's just like the days. An old day passes, a new day arrives. The important thing is to make it meaningful. A meaningful friend or a meaningful day. 7 getting deep on us on a Sunday night, at least for me, or potential Monday morning, or some other random Sunday time for any of the rest of us that are in here. Thank you, 7 for the deep conversations. We appreciate it. Jesse, you probably don't because this is tennis, but do you know anything about disc golf? I know that disc golf is starting to become more and more popular, and I surprisingly have more friends than I thought that were starting to play disc golf, but I do not know anything else much besides that. Like, I've never played disc golf myself, Jesse, so I can't really say too much about it. I just know that it's starting to become more and more popular, and that's about all I know. Savita, you have passed 12th in 2023. What does that mean? Does that mean you got 12 degrees by 2023? Or that you passed and acquired your degree on the 12th of some month in 2023? Is that what that means? I'm not sure. Tony, you're waiting on a plane. Nice. Math professor, you look like you work for Microsoft and do not want me to. Interesting. I don't work for Microsoft, but interesting. Just another day. Thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Let's see. Jacob, yo, hey man, what's up? Not much, Jacob. What's up with you? How are we doing? Somebody, hello, Tony. But you know I'm gonna try everything else. Yeah, I am too, Tony. I'm gonna try everything else too. Sanzar, are monofilament and polystrings the same thing? When should beginners switch from multifilament strings to monofilament/poly? So, Sanzar, monofilament typically are considered polyester. However, some monofilaments are also called synthetic guts, and synthetic gut strings and polyester strings are two different things. So synthetic gut, it's basically just there to kind of like get put into the racket, and it's usually if you buy a racket off of the shelf brand new and it comes with a string, like if you go to a Walmart or something, it probably has synthetic gut in there. It's just designed to be put into the racket just so that way it's a cheap string for you to try the racket with, see how the racket does, and see if you even like how the racket plays. That's pretty much where synthetic gut monofilament comes in. Now, polyester monofilament, that's a completely different thing. Polyesters, those ones are designed to help give you more control, more spin, and that's their big shtick. They are not typically very powerful, and they're also harder on the arm. So that's kind of the trade-off you have to make with those two. The other thing about polyesters is that they do also tend to be more durable. So if you're looking for a string that is going to last you longer, not break as quickly, then that's usually where polyesters do fit in as well. Now, to the second part of your question, when should a beginner switch from multi-filament strings to monofilament/poly? If they're using multi-filament strings, usually for beginners, for me it depends on how old they are. So say if like it's a child and they are under the age of 14 to sometimes even 15, I don't personally like junior players at that age using polyester, just because I've seen it happen too many times where the junior gets hurt from the polyester because their body isn't physically developed enough to handle it yet, and they just kind of want to move into it because they see other people or they see their friends using it and they just want to try and emulate when that potentially can cause harm for them. And I don't like that. I don't like anyone getting hurt from their gear. So if it's a junior, I usually try to push them away from polyester or monofilament for quite a bit until they've developed a little bit more, or like they started to go through puberty a little bit, just because that way their body's growing and then it's going to be a little bit easier on them. But if it's an adult beginner and it's looking to try polyester, then I think at that point, after you've been playing for a while, if you've noticed that if you're using a multi-filament and the ball you are hitting, even when you are freshly strung, so the string in your racket is the tightest it can be, or the tightest it's going to be at that tension, if you're noticing the ball is still sailing long, or if you're breaking the multi-filaments very quick and very easy, that's when I think it's okay to start moving into a monofilament of polyester. But there's a way to do it to where you're not putting yourself at as much risk of potentially getting tennis elbow. And that's what I would say is going to be probably the most important part, is making sure that if you do transition to polyester strings, we do it in a way that's going to be easy on you. And at that point, it's just kind of a personal preference of when to go. But usually if someone is breaking multi-filaments very quickly and they're an adult, or if they get their racket restrung and the multi-filament does not have as much control as they need, then I think it's okay for them to start moving into a polyester, as long as they do not have any arm issues like tennis elbow, shoulder injury, wrist injury, or anything like that. But that's a more like personal and more, I won't say more individualized, just because it's all based off the person's personal injury history and everything like that. So I hope that answers the question. I hope that answers both the questions. I saw that you do have a few more coming up, so I'll get to those. And yeah. Destiny, what was it? What am I doing with my other hand? I was probably messing with these magnets. Sometimes I just mess with these, and sometimes I'll just mess with them down here, away from me, just because, I don't know. I just have it in my hand. Moonlight, what's up? Sio, hello, how are we? Jacob, he has an itch. Leave him alone. Okay. 7-7. More deep thoughts. Every day, think as you wake up. Today, I'm fortunate to be alive. I have a precious human life. I'm not going to waste it. Exactly, 7. We all got limited time on this planet, so we might as well do as much as we can with it. That's about it. Excuse me. That's what I gotta say. Sturgis, hello, how are we doing? Sanzar, what do I think about Babolat addiction strings? I think addiction is a fine multi-filament. I personally prefer Excel over addiction. Addiction is a little bit stiffer, I believe, so it's a little bit harder on the arm, just because it has the extra coating on it. XL is a little bit softer, so it's a little bit easier on the arm in my opinion, especially for a multi-filament. If I'm usually looking to play with the multi-filament, that's kind of the big thing I'm going for, is just easy on my arm and sort of easy power, just depending upon like who I'm working with. So that's usually where I tend to fall when looking into multi-filament strings. So Addiction does tend to be a little bit more towards almost like the polyester side, just because it has the extra coating and it feels a little bit harder on the arm. Whereas Excel, for the same price, you get a string that's a little bit easier on you, a little bit more powerful. That's why I tend to prefer Excel over Addiction when I'm helping someone. Irie, do I play games on my computer? Nah, man, I do not. Jacob saying hello again. Nice. Jesse, your brother plays disc golf. You just really think it's a fancy frisbee. Your brother gets really offended when I call it a frisbee. That's crazy, dude. I know they have like different discs that they're all, I think they're weighted differently, and like one is designed to fly farther, one is designed to fly shorter, one of them's weighted so it doesn't like curve as much. But it's crazy what they're doing with it. So I don't know too much, but I just know that there's a lot that goes into it if you really dive deep. Let's see. Malaya? I'm sorry if I said it wrong. Please tell me how to say it correctly. But yes, I am American. Jacob, yo, bro. Yo, wait, bro. You're bored. First, I want to say cool glasses. Next, bro. Let's call live. What do you mean you're freestyles, bro? You a rapper, Jacob? Grace, I'm sorry. That sucks. Losing a pet is hard. One of our dogs that we had for years, they passed away last year, and it was rough. So I'm sorry that it happened. I'm sorry you're going through that. Savita, you passed out the 12th in 2023. Okay. I don't know. Let's mow the lawn. What kind of lawnmower do I have? The one that is here at this house is a 0 turn. That's what I have been using for years. And yeah, that is all I know about it. I don't know any other name besides it's a 0 turn. That's it. Lavish, I am not from India. I'm from the US. Cotton, what's up, buddy? How we doing? Let's see. Born. Where'd it go? Please recommend a few rackets for a 13-year-old UTR 5.0 girl. Thank you. Born, that kind of, I need a little bit more to go off of than just that. Like, what are we trying to have the racket help us with? Like, what is the girl currently using? What do we want the new racket to help us with? Does she want more help? Does she want more help with spin, control, power? I'm gonna kind of need a little bit more info in order to actually recommend something, just because I can't just recommend something without knowing where we need to go, because I could tell you some rackets, but then they may not be able to help her just because it's not what she wants help with. So if you could give me a little bit more info, then I could probably figure some things out for you. R1, slightly. I know that people say it as Cyclops, and I still have not seen Cyclops, so couldn't really tell you much. Phyllis, okay. Savita said hello again. Malaya, yes, I'm from America. Born, do I think the color of strings makes a difference in how it plays for the same strings? Sometimes it can, just because usually the color adds an extra coating onto the string, so it feels a little bit different. It's not usually going to be a very big difference if you even notice it at all. Most people, I would think, if they were to try the same string in 2 different colors, unless they've been playing for many, many, many years and they already know how the string is supposed to play, and they've been playing and they've tested a bunch of different strings to know and be able to feel the difference, I don't think many people are going to be able to tell the difference in terms of what the color of the string is going to do. But technically, it is going to change it a little bit. But if you're not sure how it's supposed to play anyway, then the color in itself not really is going to matter too much, I would think. Cotton, have I tried Yonex Dynawire? I have. It's just a synthetic gut. I didn't think it was anything too special. I thought it was just another synthetic gut. I never really found one that was like extremely stood out to me. Cotton. It was just, they're all just kind of there. They all just kind of do the exact same thing. So wasn't anything big for me. Big, you play barefoot frisbee golf. Nice. What is your name? 91910. Can you see me? I can see you right now. Tyler, I don't know what that means. Semi? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but please tell me how to pronounce it correctly. Do I speak Turkish? No, I do not. The only language I speak is America. Not American, is English. Why did I say that? I think I was trying to say where I'm from instead of what language I speak. That's crazy. Let's see. Arthur? Nope. Arthur. Very cool. Nice. What's up? What's up, man? How we doing? Syed? Hello. How are we doing? What was that? Let's see. Go Cool, you're back. Welcome back. Claire, say hi, Carter. He loves your channel. Okay. Well, I technically just did right there, so there you go. Robert, hello. Simit, you don't speak. Oh, that's not good. Syed, love from Pakistan. Well, thank you for being here all the way in Pakistan. I appreciate it. That's pretty awesome. Robert, what's up? Zanzar, have I tried the Pure Drive replacement grommets? Do they really make the difference and add more power? I have not heard of Pure Drive grommets adding more power. Usually if you're just replacing grommets, you're just replacing grommets. It doesn't really change the way it plays or anything. The only company I have heard of, I don't think that there's any company right now that has weighted grommets or anything. So I have not heard of the Pure Drive having replacement grommets that change the weight. If they do, I've never seen them, but I have not personally heard of it, Sanzar. Syed, where am I from? I'm from the U.S., Syed. Juju, you like the glasses? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Con, you said your favorite base grip is the Head Hydrazorb Pro. Is there a specific reason why? I personally just felt that one just felt the best in my hand. I've tried it on other people's rackets as well. They seem to prefer it too. It just feels good as a base grip. And since it doesn't have the air holes, it does not breathe as good. But if you're using a base grip, usually breathability on that is not the biggest concern, just because you're going to put an overgrip on it. But I've just personally liked Head Hydrazorb Pro. I could honestly just use that base grip as a grip without putting an overgrip on it at all, and I would be completely fine. But yeah, that's just why it just felt the best in my hand, Cotton, and that was about it. Everything about it just worked well for me, and a lot of people just like the tackiness of it too. So if they are going to play with that, grip, then they just like that it's tacky, and so it's a little bit easier to hold on to. I forgot to plug my phone in, so my phone almost died. That would not have been good. The live stream would have just completely stopped and ended for no reason. Oh no. Let's see. Malaya, hello. Syed, my glasses color is orange. Orange, red, in between those two, I would say. Born, she's using the head gravity team now, looking for more power without sacrificing too much control. Thanks. If she's using the head gravity team now, there's a few things she could do, but she's probably going to have to sacrifice control from doing it. And it's just because the head gravity team, with it being light and a 104 square inch head size, that's, if she's wanting to go to something else, she's probably going to have to go down in head size, which she'll get control from that, but it'll kind of take away some of the power. But it's usually a racket frame that's designed to give her more power than the gravity would be. So I would say if she's using that, potentially, if she doesn't want to switch rackets and she just wants a little bit more power without sacrificing too much control, she might just be able to get away with doing that with her string by, if she's using multi-filament strings, just lowering whatever string tension she uses currently by about 2 pounds the next time she gets it restrung, just to see how that does fresh off the racket. That could be a way that she achieves the same thing, just because if she wants to change rackets and she's getting older, she's getting a little stronger, she's probably going to have to go, like I said, down in head size to a thicker racket if she wants more power. So she'd have to go towards something like she could do something like the Technifiber T-Fight 285, I believe, is one that is a 100 head size and a 16x19, so that one would be not too dissimilar. Thought I had a note. Oh wait, yeah. Thought I had a note of it. Oh, I'm not far enough back. Yeah, the T-Fight has a 285 or a 270. But I think the 285 is still a 98 head size, so she would probably have to look at the Technifiber T-Fight 270 in terms to be around the same weight born. If not, then she's probably going to have to, she's definitely going to have to demo some of them just to see what she thinks, but she could try the, she could try the Head Boom MPL. That one, it's still going to go, it's still going to go down in head size, or the Boom Team. The Boom Team is a 102, so slightly smaller head size, but still about the same weight, and technically is head's power racket right now. So she could try those two as a demo and see which one she likes more, and then whichever one she likes more, if she's not set on one, then depending upon which one she likes more, I could kind of lead you into a better direction, Born. But it's really just going to come down to her trying a few different ones if she wants to actually switch rackets and the string, and we don't accomplish that goal of getting her more power without sacrificing too much control by changing a little bit of her string setup, is what I would say. Now, of course, it all depends on what she feels most comfortable swinging, but if she can demo, I would probably say to demo either the Head Boom Team or the Head Boom MPL, as well as the Technofiber T-Fight 270, just to stay around the same weight that she's using, as well as still have similar types of rackets for her to try. So that's why I would say, if we don't want to try the changing string tension option first, depending upon what string she's using in her current racket. Jesse, you gotta go. Bye. Bye, Jesse. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Charlie, oh my gosh. This is the guy who wears glasses. I know. I wear glasses. It's crazy, Charlie. T1, dude just said American. Let's see. Where to go? Dude just said American. I know, right? I was even stupefied by myself for saying it. It was crazy. What's up, Saeed? Let's see. Born, what's my take on Tourline strings? How do they play, like, in general? From what I've heard, Tourline seems to be doing fine. I have not actually been able to play with many of them myself. I actually have a pack of Tourline right here, so I need to get this in one of my rackets just to see how it does, so I can actually say how well they do. I have a few friends that have played with Tourline, and they absolutely loved it, and they use it for their full setup. I just haven't got around to playing with them yet, just because I've had other strings in my rackets to play with. But I've heard they do well, depending upon what you want them to help you with. Syed, please roast me for saying it wrong if I am, and please correct me on how to say it. I remember, Syed, you being here. I just don't remember if I'm saying your name correctly, and I would like to. But yes, all is well. I hope all has been well with you too, bro. But yeah, we doing good for now. Let's see. Sanzar, is turning a Pure Drive Team 2021 from 285 gram racket to a 300 gram one a bad idea in my opinion? It's going to require a lot of customization, so if you really don't want to spend the money to buy a new one, go for it. But I would say it would just be easier just to get the new one. You can customize it up to that. It's just probably going to take you a while to figure out how you like the racket to feel and the balance you want to officially get out of it. But you can do it. It's just up to you whether or not you want to commit to doing that. Ramo, I have a job. I do this on the side, buddy. Joseph, hi, how am I doing today? I'm doing good, Joseph. How are you doing? Born, what's profit margins for tennis products in general in a local shop? Born, that I have no idea. I do not necessarily see profit margins or anything where I work. I just learn about the stuff and help people help people figure out whether or not this is going to help their tennis game or whether or not this is going to hurt their tennis game. So I really don't know anything about profit margins with a local tennis shop. Joseph saying hello again. Sayed. Dunlop have spin grommets. Yeah, the SX from Dunlop has the spin grommets, but I don't think that they have replacement grommets that change how a racket feels. They might, but I'm not sure. Masha? Is that how I say it? Masha? Hello, sending hellos from Serbia, Europe. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing good, Masha. How are you doing? Thank you for being here all the way in Serbia and still being here on the live. That's awesome. I appreciate you being here. So, and Prince had different grommets on the O-port, right? Yeah, the O-ports were weird, man. O-ports, I gotta admit, I'm not the biggest fan of stringing an O-port racket from Prince. I know how to do it, and I've done it before. Just not a big fan of it, especially if I don't have a string machine where the machine will lock when I'm pulling tension, just because the string likes to move. But I've not got to play with one, so I think that would be interesting. Born, some dampeners claim it can reduce vibrations and stuff for like $35 or more. Is it worth the money? No. I personally just like use whatever dampener I can find. It's never really made an extremely big difference to me. Plus, with the dampener being personal preference of whether or not you even actually want to have one, it's just up to you. I don't think that they're worth $35. That's kind of ridiculous to me. I kind of like what Saeed said. I won't necessarily say the cheapest one's the best one, but you can usually get away with like one that's $6, or it comes in a pack of 2, and the pack of 2 is like $7 and be completely fine. So I don't think anyone needs to spend $35 on a dampener. That sounds ridiculous. So just buy a 300-gram racket and donate the 280 to a girl. Interesting. Sanzar, by the way, much love from Kazakhstan. Nice. That's awesome. All the way in Kazakhstan? That's awesome, man. Damfish, cheers the best. Zach, what's up? How we doing? Syed, why are there holes in your roof? Looks like water. Yeah, the ceiling tiles, they're old, so they have it looks like what looks to be a little bit of water damage. So that's about it. That's about it, Syed. Xylia, anyways, you're not enjoying being here for 2 seconds, so you're leaving now. All right, Xylia. Have fun. Sandra, you are just YouTube? Pretty much. I do YouTube, and then I also work at the tennis store that I currently work at, but that's about it. That's about all I do for work, Sandra. Kingston, yes, I remember you. Thank you for coming back to another stream, Kingston. I appreciate it. Masha, hello again. Zyla, did not mean to say that. I meant to say I'm only going to be here for like 2 seconds, so bye. Bye, Xylia. Thanks for being here anyway, though. I'm sorry, I don't know what those symbols are trying to tell me your name is. But you said, so, what are we doing now? So, what we're doing now is we're all just kind of like hanging out, talking tennis. The point of the live stream was to talk about any tennis gear related question that anyone may have, and I'm here to help out as much as I can. Usually, though, the tennis talk tends to subside. We all just kind of like hang out, have fun, talk about whatever. And that's about it. We're kind of in like the middle way point to where we get some tennis, we get some just hanging out random questions. But if that's about what we got going on here. If you'd like to stay around, we'd love to have you. If not, I completely get it. And if you decide to swipe away, I hope you have a great rest of your day. That's about all we got, man. Souvenir about? Interesting. Dino, I kind of look like Ian from Smosh. Interesting. I never really got much into Smosh, so all right. Say it. Go buy the decathlon racket for your girl. End of story. That thing is interesting. What is it? What is that? Say it. Tennis. Decathlon. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Sayed, but interesting. Rosa, hello. Is that yes, right. Maybe. No. Is it? No. I'm sorry, Rosa. I do not know where that flag is from. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. Kingston, it's me, Kingston. Say it. Sean Kingston. Somebody call now. Somebody call 911. Nice. Great song. So get your girl a Tolson S Mach 280. Interesting, okay. Con, yeah, get her in our Tango TR160. Is your first racket nice? So I have the Monfils Decathlon racket. Where is it? Decathlon racket is nice. No apologies, I don't remember. Wow. Panda, how's it going? It's going good, Panda. How is it going for you? Evangelio, hi. What do you think of the new Pure Strike 98 16 by 19? I personally didn't feel too much of didn't think there was too much of a difference from the Pure Strike 98 16 by 19 that was just released, or like the Gen 4. I didn't think there was too much of a difference from Gen 4 to Gen 3. I felt they were pretty similar, so I think it's fine. I think the Pure Strike, it suffers from not really having any big player that's actually using it. And so with that, I think that is one thing that's hurting it. If they can get a big player to use it that is going to win or has the chance to win bigger tournaments, then I think the Pure Strike will go back a little bit more to its former glory of what it was back in like 2020 and before 2020. But I don't know. That's a hard thing to do. The Pure Strike's kind of in that weird place to where there's a lot of control rackets now in the tennis market, and the Pure Strike kind of just got put to the wayside a little bit by everyone else. So it still does well. It still does fine, but it just kind of like gets outshined by stuff like the Wilson Blade, the E-Zone 98, which isn't necessarily a control racket, but most people just like that head size better. The Pure Aero 98, again, not a control racket, but just outshines the Pure Strike. And then also others from like the Head Radical to the Yonex Percept to the Tecnifiber T-Fight 300S. It can do well. It just isn't doing well right now. Let's see. Kritika? I'm sorry if I said it wrong. Krutika, what are we talking about? We're talking about tennis, Krutika. Usually tennis gear, so tennis rackets, strings, shoes, or anything like that. But usually, when that ends, we don't really we just kind of like hang out and talk about whatever. Tennis usually makes its way back around. Sometimes it doesn't, but yeah, that's about it. That's about all we're talking about. Sayed, you say it right? Perfect. Great. Salvador, can you shake your head? I'll give you $1,000. Salvador, I'm pretty sure I have shook my head many times since you said that comment, so take with that what you will, sir. Kingston said hello again. Newman, give me... I don't know what that is, so no. Waha, hello. Newman said hello again. Autumn, I look Armenian. That's pretty cool. Interesting. I'm not Armenian. I am American, but interesting. Huddy, hello. Phantom, can I be your brother? No, I cannot. Deacon, BB, no $sign. Interesting. Newman, no. Hani just came to say nice glasses. I appreciate it. Sayed, what do you mean a trade list? Cotton, Zero Love ticks you off the wrong way. He always states his opinion like 100% fact. He acts like a tennis pro, but barely a 4 or 5. Most of his content just sells restraint. See, Cotton, I don't know who this Zero Love is. I don't think I've seen his content before. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen anything by him. Let's see. AJ, what's up? How we doing? Jiva, hello. How are we doing? Sayed, Yonex starter clamp worth the money. The thing never fails, unlike your Amazon starter clamp. Interesting. I didn't know Yonex made their own starting clamp. Interesting. Yeah, I did not know Yonex made their own one. Nice. Ranch, because I don't know what that means, I will not say that. Phantom, I cannot be your brother, no. Iggy, hello. Sanzar, how did I get into tennis? What's my level? Sanzar, I got into tennis mainly because my mom was kicking me outside to get out of the house because I was a child, and she wasn't kicking me out of the house. She was just saying, hey, go outside and do something, and you're not going to sit in your room playing video games all day. But I was like, I want to play video games all day. She's like, no. It's like, fine. So I had played baseball, I had played basketball, so I was like, all right, I need a different sport then if I'm going to do anything like that. So tennis is what I ended up starting to play. I kind of played a few times here and there, and then I just kind of like, okay, this is my game, because I liked the fact that it was majorly all on myself to win the point and also to lose the point. I liked that it was a solo game. I didn't really play too much doubles when I was younger. So, yeah. It was all on me, and I liked that about the sport. That's one of the things that made me really, really start to fall into it. Yeah. And then what's my level? I don't know, dude. I don't play in like tournaments or anything or sanctioned events, so I couldn't tell you what my level is. I honestly don't know. Nocturnal, cool spectacles. Why, thank you. I appreciate it. Artemi, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're trying to say to me, so I cannot say anything. Let's see. Mark, Cody, what's up? What did I have for dinner tonight, Cody? My dad and I, we went to go to a Mexican restaurant, and so I had quesadillas. That is what I had for dinner. Maria, hello. How are we doing, Maria? Thank you for being here. Brent, am I excited for Stranger Things season 5? No. I've not seen any episode of Stranger Things, so I am not necessarily excited for season 5 just because I've never watched Stranger Things. So cannot say I am excited. Let's see. TOJ, you love the glasses. Thank you. I appreciate it. How do I say this? Fa Sung. Fa Sung. Good day, mate, from Wellington, New Zealand. Well, good day. Thank you for being here all the way out of New Zealand. I appreciate it. That's awesome. So I had a trade list for a shop, how much you can see for retail and what a shop buys at. Oh. I don't. Ah! I do not need this computer to break. That would be bad. All right. Stay. Nah, I don't need to know stuff like that. Syed, I appreciate it, but I'm good. I don't need a trade list. Tommy, those glasses gotta be awful to look through, but they're also sick. Dude, I actually really like how the world looks in these glasses. It's pretty cool. I personally like it. Some people they're not going to be fans of it, but I think they're awesome. Let's see, Syed, you have one for vocal. You can give. Well, nice. Jock? Did I say that right? Jock? Am I single? Yes, I am single. Bips, that answer your question too. Yes, single. Syed, are those glasses which protect you from blue light? Yes, they are, sir. That is why I got them, because a friend recommended them to me, and I have kept them, and I've got them and enjoyed them since. Sadamed, how are we doing, buddy? I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you for coming back to another stream. I appreciate it. Syed, you got into tennis because you played video games into your 20s, then you played to get girls. Video games equals no girls. I don't know about that, Syed. I'm sure that there's been plenty of people that have found girlfriends playing video games online. May not work as many times, but I'm sure it's worked at some point. Let's see. One tired boy. I seem so sad tonight. I mean, I'm not sad. I don't know why. I don't know why that's the vibe, but I don't know. I'm not sad at all. VIP, hello. Sayed, Stranger Things 1 and 2, seasons only. Go Roger the rest, in your opinion? Oh. Forget the rest, in your opinion. Interesting. Vocal C10 Pro retails at €249.99. However, they sell to you at €110. That's crazy. Scott, come to Ukraine, brother. I don't think I need to go outside the U.S. right now. I think I'm good. I don't even have a passport right now, Scott. So can't really go too many places. Surfer girl, hello. How are we? See. So yeah, strings are the worst. A real retails for 100 euros, and they will sell at trade 45. Bro, that's crazy. 45. I feel like yeah, that's a little crazy, dude. Bang, how's the hairline today? I mean, my hair is doing pretty okay. I just got out of the shower before I started the live, so it's pretty much all dry now, so seems to be doing fine. Alexander, what's up, King? How are we doing? How are you doing, Alexander? Let's see. White White Straight. You look like I look like your Uncle Kyle. Interesting. Okay. Syed gaming wasn't cool. Hmm. All right. We can make it cool again. Gaming's awesome. CG Brody, I am mentally leaning towards the depressed side. Interesting. I don't know how you would be able to tell that just from me talking to you on a live stream, but interesting take. Sanzar, do I watch tennis often? Who do I root for? Sanzar, I don't really watch tennis too often. I'd much rather be playing tennis. Like if I'm going to watch tennis, I'm probably at work when I do. But yeah, I don't really watch it too often. When I am watching it, the big thing that I'm hoping for is I'm just hoping for a great match. That's really it. I don't necessarily care or like root for anyone specifically. I just want to see a good match. If I do end up watching it, that's about it. Hmm. Killer, bro, you look depressed. Are you okay? Yes, I'm completely fine. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm depressed. That's crazy. Just Lewis Love from Kenya. That's pretty cool. All the way out in Kenya. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Sanzar, how old am I? I am 24, buddy. Just turned 24 last month. Said natural gas is the only string that there's no budge on. Everything else they're charging you double basically for no reason. Ew. That's not good. That's not good at all. Uh, Max, I get you guess you will forgive Kirby, but just for now. That's fair. That's fair, Max. Say, reached out for Wilson Head and Babbitt, but they don't want to open new accounts. Techfiber, Tolson, and Vocal want to work and sell. The big three brands became like Apple. Interesting. That's an interesting that's an interesting thing, Syed. I had not heard about that before. Let's see. Joey, what are my opinions on planes? Uh, Planes are fine. They they are very convenient if people need to go somewhere fast in the world. That's what I would say. Say at Rackets right now, nothing amazing. Feels like they're rehashing stuff. There's some things that I think could be there's some things I think that are they're doing well, but I don't know. I think everyone's just trying to figure out specific things. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, Syed. I'm very curious to see what all the big differences are changing with the rackets coming up for next year. I'm curious to see what they're really going to do, but I'm hopeful that it does very well. I'm just not sure how it's going to go just cuz I don't know too much about them yet. Hi Carvana, how are we? Deep, welcome back. It's been a while, sir. How are you? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. Sidamed, thank you. I'm also excited for your return to the live, and you have an interesting question for me. Okay? I think I see it. I'll get to it here in a second once I get to it. But I'm very curious, Sidamed. Max, do I like Pokemon and stuff? Like, do I have an Eevee plushie? I should bring it out if I do. So, Max, I do like Pokemon. I'm a very big fan of Pokemon. Like, I quite literally made a video about lessons Pokemon has taught me and how I related those to tennis. That is on my channel, and you can see in that video almost the entire collection of all the Pokemon games that I have at my house alone. It's not all of them, but it's most of them. So I'm a very big fan of Pokemon. I don't have any plushies or like anything of Pokemon, but I very much like Pokemon. That has always been a very big part of my life. Let's see. Sadame, what is I think this is the question. What is the reason for going live every day for a year? You mentioned that this was a commitment you made to yourself. Could you clarify what motivated this commitment? Yeah. So, Sadame, the commitment I made was to go live for at least 30 minutes every day for the rest of 2025. And the reason that I made this commitment is because, A, I knew it would help grow my channel, which is something that I wanted to do. B, I have noticed and I have realized over people pointing it out, as well as just reflecting back on my life to where I have been at 24, that I have a very, very easy time saying I want to do things and not actually doing them. And then if I actually end up doing something I say I want to do, I have a very easy time doing it, and then I'll do it great for a while, and then I'll just fall off and not really think about it anymore. So I made this commitment to myself about going live here on YouTube for at least half an hour for the rest of the year to push myself to stick to something, because I have realized that in the past I have had a very hard time sticking to something and fully seeing it through. So this is my big push to do something for myself that I know is going to benefit me and I know I want to be doing. And it is my way of confirming to myself, yes, I can be a consistent person. I am a dedicated person. And that is where the commitment came from. And that is majorly what it was. I was sick and tired of having a bunch of half-built bridges in my life in terms of all areas. So it's like, I need to prove to myself I can do something and stick with it. And so that's where the commitment came from. So far I have not missed. I don't plan to miss. And that is why I decided to come up with that commitment, because it also helps me grow here on YouTube, and it's doing something that actually benefits me rather than just like doom scrolling on my phone for 3 hours before I go to bed, which is awful for me and does not help me in the slightest. So that those were the reasons for me going live every day for the rest of this year. That is what I would say, sir. Syed, your channel is going to be the tennis forecast channel. Make sure you join. When you gonna make it? When you gonna start posting, Syed? I need to know. Ball pool. What's up from Guam? All the way out in Guam. Very nice. Very cool. That's awesome. Joey, yay. Okay. Sadamed, you also have gaps in your life and you want to make a commitment like I did, but it feels very hard. What should I do to stay committed the way I am? So, Sadamed, for me, something I looked at when I was trying to make this commitment was just something I felt that it would be easy enough for me to do, as well as it would still move me forward in terms of like where I want to go with my life. So one easy thing you could do is to say, just get like, some people it's just as simple as getting 10,000 steps a day before, like from the time you wake up, from the time you go to bed, you have to walk 10,000 steps in one day. If you already do that, we pick something else, but if you don't do that, I think the science says, now don't quote me, I'm not a scientist, I'm not necessarily a scientist and I'm not a health expert, but I think the science says that humans, if we walk for more than 7,000 steps in one day, we start to lower our overall mortality rate and chance of death by almost by a very large percentage from almost every single cause. So if you want to be a little bit healthier, if that's a goal of yours, and you don't really move too much, you maybe work an office job, or you just kind of like, I don't know, just maybe sitting around, kind of like I tended to do, where you just doom scroll for hours, not really doing too much of anything, then maybe 10,000 steps a day, or even 7,000 if you don't want to go up to 10, doing 7,000 steps a day from now until the rest of the year, Sadamed, may be exactly what you need to do. That's up to you. It does have to be personal, and it does have to be something that I would say means something to you, just because you do want to be able to stick with it. I don't necessarily think you want to commit to doing something that you just absolutely despise and are disgusted with every time, especially for your first time making a commitment like this. But that's about what I would say. Usually a step goal is pretty easy for most people, or sometimes it may even just be to drink more water. That's usually a pretty good thing to do too, depending upon like your personal nutritious needs. But it just depends on what you want to do, man. It just got to be like simple, easy, at least for the first one. And then as you get more and more progressive, you get more and more proof that yes, you commit to doing something, you're going to do it. Then you start to commit to the harder stuff. That's where it's like, all right, now you have to really start like thinking about rearranging things in your life and be like, okay, how do I make sure I hit this to do what I want to do? That's where it starts to get a little bit harder. But for your very first one, just do something easy, man. Just do something easy, man. Syed agreed about next year. Pro staff between not look poop color. Yeah, the current pro staff not a great color. Carvana, you're fine. How are you? We're good, Carvana. People in the chat seem to think I look depressed for some reason, but we're not. We're just here having a time. So yeah, that's about it. Deep sup dudes. I'm just chilling till bedtime. Got work tomorrow. Yeah, man. I got bedtime too coming up soon. I got to go to work tomorrow too. I got to be there by like 8 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So what would that be? 10 hours from now. So I gotta go to bed at some point here soon. I'm right there with you, Deep. Kingston, welcome back. Sanzar, if I were to play with one racket for the rest of my life, what would it be? Bro, you can't ask me that question. I play with too many rackets, dude. I like too many. I don't think I have a racket I would just play with for the rest of my life. That's a tough question. I don't think I have an answer for you on that one. I would just want to change around stuff all the time just because I test so many things. Syed, Pokemon episode. Okay, I'll go watch. Well, thanks, Syed. I appreciate it. Kingston, hello. Max, I should buy an Eevee plush. If I was to buy a plushie, it probably wouldn't be Eevee. Like, I like Eevee, and I like the Eeveelutions, but if I was to buy a plush, it would probably not be an Eevee one, for me personally. Syed, Sandshrew was underrated. He was underrated, but he didn't really do anything. Like, him and Sandslash, yeah, they got in a lowland form, but it still kind of sucked. Like, it wasn't viable for much. Max, or just because you kind of want to file a lawsuit against Kirby. Well, don't do that. Jayanta, no, I am not a psychopath. Ryan, thank you. Kant, no. Jayanta, I'm not. Sanzar, do I think tennis and basketball shoes are interchangeable? I think it is a slightly easier time. I think you have a slightly easier and better chance of using a basketball shoe on a tennis court than you do a tennis court shoe on a basketball court. Reason I say that is because when I was in high school and just currently, I've seen it happen more and more to where people that have wore basketball shoes to play basketball in, they will wear those to play tennis in just because that's what they have and it has worked for them. When I was in high school, there were 2 guys on our tennis team that did this and they worked out. They never had any ankle issues or any injuries like that. But if you try to use a tennis shoe or a tennis court shoe on a basketball court, that's where it starts, in my opinion, to get a little bit more dangerous, just because with being on that laminate flooring, because it's typically the gym floor if you're playing basketball, it's a little bit more slick. And the tennis court shoes, they're not designed to be on a slick surface. They're designed to be on concrete/asphalt, especially if you get a hard court shoe. So I think you run into a little bit more of a excuse me. You run into a little bit more of a potential problem trying to use a tennis court shoe on a basketball court, whereas with a basketball court shoe, since it's made to be on the laminate flooring, it can withstand a tennis court a little bit more and kind of be a little bit more supportive and structured than a regular tennis court shoe trying to be used on a basketball court. That's what I would say, Sanzar. Mister, what's this about? This is about tennis. We're talking about tennis gear, any other tennis topic that shows up. If you have any questions, by all means, please ask away. I'll help out as much as I can. If not, then we all just kind of like hang out, have fun, just kind of talk about whatever. And that's about it. Nothing else too crazy. Let's see. Syed, tomorrow you're going to see me do the weather outside Wimbledon. Okay. I'll be waiting. Jeez. Zadia, hello. Very nice color contrast. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't necessarily know how I did it, but cool. Pinky, I don't know what that means. Priyan, did I say that right? Priyanka, hello, how are we? How are we doing? I've never had syrup, so I don't know what either of those means. Declan, thank you. Thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it. Means a lot. Hello and hello, how are we doing? Water? Do I work at the ski lift? No, I do not work at a ski lift. I work at a tennis store. So, I don't know what ski lift you would be referring to. Nick, you actually don't mind the pro staff color it's grown on you? Interesting. See, I just can't get past the brown, man. It just doesn't work for me. Messi, hello. Susie, please answer me. Do you know who the Savannah Bananas are? Yes, I do know who the Savannah Bananas are. They're very fun. They're very fun to watch. I've never been to a game, but it seems like a fun time just from the clips I've seen. Facts are facts. What's up? Welcome back. Thank you for coming back to another stream. I appreciate it. How are we doing? Messi, hello again. Yashika, how are we doing? Thank you for coming back to another stream. I appreciate it. Sadama, thank you so much for your answer. I really appreciate the time and thought you put into it. Your words genuinely helped me. I'm grateful for the guidance. Of course, Sadama. We're all here. I would assume we're all trying to get better. So if I can help out, I'm glad to help out. Let me know how it goes for you, bro. Alex, howdy. How we doing? V1, I'm sorry, I don't speak your language, so I don't know what you said, so I can't really say too much. Mohammed, how are you, my friend? I'm doing good. And Mohammed, you can see my hair. You can tell I'm not bald. This is all me, buddy. Yashika, where is Kirby? Kirby's on his resting spot, Yashika. He's fine. He has not made his appearance yet. Sin City, what's up? How we doing? Sanzar, have I used ball pressurizers? What do I think about them? I have not used ball pressurizers. I do not know anything about them, so I can't really say too much. About them. I've not heard too many things of them working, so I don't got too much to say there, Sanzar. MD, I don't know what that is, so I don't know what you're talking about. Susie, who's my favorite player? My favorite player, Susie, is he doesn't play anymore. He used to play, but he has since retired. His name was Fabio Fognini. He, for some reason, was my favorite player. I just thought he looked really cool playing. Really cool. He just made the game look effortless. It looked very, very smooth when he played. Plus, when I first saw him, I was much younger, and I saw that he was wearing a brand called Hydrogen, which was nothing but skeleton heads for the logo. And I was like, that's really cool. And Fabio just happened to be wearing them. I was like, that guy's cool. So I was like, that's one of the reasons why he became my favorite player. Mr. Whiskers, if you could redo one thing in your life all over again, what would it be? So, Mr. Whiskers, I don't think I would redo anything just because then I would not be in the position that I'm currently in. Yeah, because if I changed anything, I may not be here right now. So I don't think I would change or redo anything just because I wouldn't want to change where I'm at, and just because I know I'm going to go even farther than where I am currently. Gotta go through everything in order to get whatever you want. Well, gotta go through the hard times to get what you want. That's what it is. Mohammed, haha, you're just kidding. Nice. Tip, what's up? Sadamid, I promise you I will do my commitment like you and update you. You gotta tell me what it is, Sadamid, because I will hold you to it the next time I see you and I will call you out if you have or have not done it. You just have to tell me what it is. Mohammed, what country am I from? I'm from the US, bro. Where are you from, Mohammed? Ryan, I'm not the guy to ask help for that. I'm single right now, so I can't really help you there. Nick, you get that it's not for everyone, but it's genuinely unique in your opinion. What's my favorite string brand though, either for quality or that they have several strings that you like? I don't know if I have a favorite brand. I don't know if I don't have a favorite string brand. I like different brands because they have strings that do different things. So I don't necessarily know if I have a favorite. I just have favorite strings specifically from other brands. Nick, I don't. Yeah, it would just depend on like what the context is what the context of the situation is, because that will determine what string I'm trying to actually like what string I'm trying to pick out. So I can't really say that I have a favorite just because I don't know if I don't know if I do or not. Mohammed, do I know how to speak Arabic? Say hello Arabic and I'll win something nice from you. I'm sorry, Mohammed, I do not know how to speak Arabic. I only know how to speak English. I sometimes know how to speak Japanese. Very little Japanese, because that was the foreign language I took in high school. But I do not know any Arabic. I can say that. Stamid, by the way, who's Kirby everyone talks about? You're curious, was he your friend in the stream or something like that? Okay. So, Sadamid, Kirby is not an actual person. Kirby is right there. So let me grab Kirby. This is my co-host. So every so often, Kirby makes his appearance. And he just kind of like hangs out, has fun. And this is Kirby. He just shows up to the lives with all of us. He hangs out. And he just has a good time. He's got a little sword to fight off anyone if they're trying to be rude or anything like that. And he just kind of hangs out with me. And that's about it. This is Kirby. Yeah, this is him, Sadamid. Facts, do I have any regrets in life? I don't think I do, especially just kind of just like when I was answering Whisker's question. If I didn't do the things that I had, I would not be where I am. Now, granted, when I was younger, I was a lot more stupid and I was a lot more dumb. And I said things that were completely stupid, which I know I probably should not have said. So I don't know if I don't know if that's necessarily a regret, but it's just like, dude, don't say that. I know why you're saying it, just don't say that. You don't need to say that. It doesn't help you, it doesn't help anyone. It's just a bad look, but I don't know if there's necessarily regrets tied to it just cuz I'd never said anything that would like hurt or harm someone, I believe. So that's about it. I would not say I have any regrets, no. Gelled? I have no clue. I've never heard of sand in a carpet. Eric, the glasses are dope. I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you. 7780. Heyo, sick glasses. Thank you. Mohammed, you're from Egypt, the land of the pharaohs. Mohammed, that's so cool. Egypt's so cool to me. Like, I grew up wanting to go visit Egypt and the pyramids and the pharaohs and everything just because I just thought all that stuff was awesome. Like, for some reason, me as a kid, I thought a mummy was a really cool thing, like a really cool concept. No idea why. Actually, I do know why. It's because I was a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, and it had ties to Egypt to it. So I just thought Egypt was awesome. And then I saw a picture of the Great Pyramids in like my social studies textbook, I think, when I was younger. I was like, those are awesome. And so Egypt to me is very cool. That's probably one place I would like to go at some point in my life. Daniel, you won best special effects. Nice, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. I was hoping you I was hoping you'd come back into the streams just so that way I could like ask you how the premiere went, but you hadn't been here in a while. So you won best special effects. That's amazing, man. How was the rest of the premiere? What happened? Sonny, what's up? How are we doing? Christian, I can try and help out as much as I can. May not be the best answers, but as long as the question's appropriate, I can try and help out if I can or I think I can help. Then yeah, ask away. Entertaining. What's up? How are we doing? Duolingo. Kirby! He will not give you his soul. That is Kirby's soul. He will keep that. Thank you. Let's see. Guillermo? Kirby. Yes, this is Kirby. This is my co-host Kirby. Bill, I do not know. I could not tell you. Scott? Scott, you still never have officially confirmed whether or not you are actually there in Ukraine. You have not said if you're actually there, or if you've not given proof. At least to me. You might actually be there. And I don't know. But I'm kind of hoping you're still in Indiana. Facts. How to motivate, please give advice. Facts, are you asking how to motivate yourself? Is that what you're asking for help on, or like my opinion on? Or are you just like asking how to motivate others? Guillermo Scott Summers glasses, interesting. Don't know who that is, but okay. Let's see. Scott, no, you're not just daydreaming one day before too long. Interesting, Scott. Interesting. Yashika is saying hi to Kirby. Nice. Very, very nice. Kirby appreciates it. Guillermo, Scott Summers is Cyclops from X-Men. See, I've never seen X-Men. Actually, that's a lie. I've seen Days of Future Past, the one where Wolverine like goes to the past, but I don't think I ever saw Cyclops. So, yeah, that's why I don't know who that is. Sadamed, you will do the walking steps because you are, and do also a lot of scrolling on your phone. So I'll start with that and go up from that. It was a great plan from you think. Well, thanks, Sadamed. But Sadamed, here's the thing. Two things actually. One, stop calling yourself lazy. Don't talk like that. You're just asking to like kick yourself out of the habit. Can't be talking like that. Even if you're doing it as a joke, you can't be saying that. It's just going to make it harder for you. And two, how many steps you doing? Is it 10,000? Is it 7,000? How many steps we doing in a day, Sadamed? I kind of got to know in order to keep you going and to like get you in case you don't do it. Facts, how may motivate oneself. Gotcha. Sanzar, you got to go. Thank you very much for answering your questions. Of course. Good night, and nice to meet Kirby. Nice to meet you as well, Sanzar. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Kirby does too. And yeah, if you ever got any more questions, please just hop back into another stream, and I'll try and help out as much as I can, man. Now, facts. How to motivate oneself. Now, facts. This is a thing that I'm still trying to figure out myself too, just because I know my brain, and my brain knows me, and my brain is really good at convincing me to not do stuff. It's kind of its superpower. It's kind of all of our superpowers. But for me, what has started to work recently for me was to take some time away from everything, kind of like away from my phone, away from people. So just kind of like go a little bit more secluded in solitude where you don't really hear too much. You're not really distracted. That worked out. This worked out for me. And then I was like, okay, what do I really want to have happen in my life? Where do I really want to go? And kind of just how do I want to live my life? That was the big main question. It's probably not going to come as a direct answer to you right away. It usually takes quite a while. But for me, it was a lot more of figuring out what I really wanted. And then once that kind of became clear and I was like, I was okay with knowing what I wanted, just because some other people would not prefer what I liked, then I was like, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. Now I just have to work towards that. And then it's just small steps to get there. Like you just get, for me, I personally just do like the smallest thing I possibly can to move into the direction I want to. Facts. Sometimes it works. You just have to kind of like try what you think will work best for you. Some things will work better for you than others. You just got to kind of figure that out. However, motivation is going to go away. That is a fact. That is the truth from my experience. It will never stay with you forever. So you just kind of have to be like, okay, what is something very small I can do every single day that I can commit to? And just make a commitment, kind of like with Sadamet, for a very short time. You can kind of do it like how I'm doing for, say, like for the rest of 2025. I will do this once a day for the rest of the year. That's pretty easy, just because we don't have that many days left. We got less than like 50. So you could start like that. But it's just got to be something really small you can do that way you can just gain proof that you're like, yes, I can stick to something and I can do something consistently. And then after that, you get that proof, you can be like, all right, now stack one more thing on top of it and just keep going and just keep going. And then you just keep doing it because it's just become a habit at that point, and you don't even need motivation to do it because you just do it regardless. That's what I would say, Facts. Motivation will leave you. It's never going to stay around. You just have to do the small stuff every day and start small with your commitments to yourself to make sure you can accomplish them, and then just start snowballing and steamrolling it. That's what I would say. Hope that helps, buddy. Bowsette, can you ask a question? As long as it is appropriate, of course you can, Bowsette. Chin, hello, how are we doing? Chin, sorry. It might be Chin, it might be Chin. I'm going to assume it's Chin. Kanako, how are you, Kanako? I'm doing good. What's going on? How are the kids? Sadamet, oh, that's Kirby. Cool. Yeah, this is Kirby. He's my co-host. Sandra, it's just YouTube. Yes, this is YouTube. Who are you? What is this? Okay. Potato Gang, hello. Interesting. Chin, is that Pokemon? You like Pokemon? You like Pokemon too? So, Chin, Kirby is not a Pokemon. He may look similar to a Pokemon, but he's not a Pokemon. I am a very big fan of Pokemon, though. My favorite Pokemon is actually from Generation 1. It's a weird pick. It's not Charizard. It's not Charmander. It's not one of the, like, more popular Gen 1 favorites. If you can guess what it is, I'll be very surprised, because most people would not think it would be a favorite of anyone. But Pokemon, highly, highly enjoy. Very, very, very fun time for myself. Sandra, want is a command. Interesting. Sadamet, but he looks a little bit angry. Kirby, I wonder why. I don't know. I think he just has to intimidate. I think he just has to intimidate all the people that might be trying to meme on him or do anything like that. And that's why he's got his sword and he's looking a little angry, because he doesn't take any of that, like, abuse or anything. He's just Kirby. Whoa. What happened? I lost the chat for a second. There we go. I'm back. Okay. Facts, of course. Happy to help. Kanako, how hard is it to string a racket? Do you think it takes a while to get used to it? Yes, it does. It does take a while to get used to stringing rackets, Kanako, I'm so sorry. But it does take a while to get used to stringing. Once you do get used to it, then it gets pretty easy. So, like, after you've strung after you've strung so many rackets, you can kind of just like tell what rackets are going to require, like where you're going to need to tie off, what string pattern the racket is without even seeing the racket. You can kind of know a few more things, but the very first time you string a racket, it's probably going to take you at least an hour or two just to try and like figure it out, and you're probably going to mess up. Like that is just common. Like you're most likely going to mess up, especially if you do it alone. You don't have someone there teaching you. It's going to happen no matter what, and it's just going to take you. It's just going to take you a while, but after you get going and you really get comfortable with stringing, you can do like me. I think like today I hit a personal best of I think 13 minutes for one racket. No, that wasn't today. That was Friday. I did that on Friday. So it really just depends on how much you string. So it's not hard. It just takes a while. It just takes a while the very first few times you do it. And then after that, you're fine. You're fine, Kanako. It's just going to take you a while in the beginning. Fatima, no, I am not married. I am completely single. Lonely girl, hello. Water, what's up? How we doing? Kanako, the kids are good, practicing a lot. Nice, nice. SML, what's up? Cameron, yes, it is Kirby. Cameron, he will slay the beasts and inhale food. Yes, Kirby will. Kirby's on an adventure. He's on a mission. Let's see. Kanaka, if I buy a stringer, which one do you recommend? Kanako, I think it just depends on how much you want to spend. I personally enjoy a stringing machine with a crank in it. That's what I learned on. That's what I started with. Some people, they use a drop weight machine, which is the less expensive one. So if you're starting out and you're only going to be stringing like a racket here and there, or if you're just going to be stringing for your kids' rackets alone, then I don't think you necessarily need to spend too much money on a stringer. You just kind of need to get one that works. I don't have a particular one in mind to recommend off the top of my head, but I would just look around, see what you think works best for your budget, because if you're buying a stringer, you're going to be spending at least a few $100s with it. So it just depends on what you feel comfortable spending on the racket and spending on the stringing machine, and then just kind of going from there. I don't necessarily have a big one that I would recommend, just because if you're not gonna be doing it very often, or if it's just for your kids, you probably don't need to spend that much money. So just kind of whatever you can find, and whatever you feel comfortable spending. That's about it. Aya, hello, and Kirby says hello too. Ben, you have a shout out? I don't know why you would want a shout out, Ben. That's crazy. Let's see. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name because I can't read I cannot read the character, the symbols. But I love the freedom that America has. We in China are so jealous. I mean, yeah, it is pretty nice. I'm very lucky to have been born here in the U.S. That I will say. Cubo, cool glasses. Thank you, I appreciate it. Sadamed, you're not really sure how many steps you'll manage since you haven't tried yet, but you used to walk a lot in the past. I think I'll set the bar high and start with 10,000 steps. What do I think? I think you can do it. However, you have to be able to stick with this, Sadamed, because if you set a goal that's too big and you aren't able to do it consistently, you're just going to get even more mad at yourself. So since you haven't done anything in a while, then I would probably say start with 7,000. See how that goes. So like do 7,000 tomorrow. If that's easy and you're like, oh, I have plenty of time, I can keep going, and you get to 10, then do 10,000. But I would probably set the goal at 7,000, and then if you do more, even better. If not, you at least hit 7,000. So I would probably start around there, Sadamed. Ayo, what's up? Farhart. Yeah, Kirby. This is Kirby. You never seen Kirby before? Chef, what's up? How are we doing? Piper, hello. Kanako, digital stringer is easier than the weighted one, correct? What do you mean by digital stringer? Do you mean in electronic stringer, Kanako? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're referring to? Yashasvi, hello, how are ya? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Ricky, I'm actually not colorblind. These glasses are not colorblind glasses. They are blue light blocking glasses, actually. But no, I can see color just fine without them. You got so sick suddenly with the weather changing. Oh no. Yeah, that's been happening to people at my work. Like, there was at one point, I think the people that worked in the warehouse part of where I am, there was, I think, like half of them that called off sick because of weather, or just like a stomach bug that's going around. So it's crazy how it's affecting people. Aditya, hello. Aya, and you literally said no to that, cousin. Nice. Way to stick up for yourself, Aya. Very, very impressive. Very nice. Kanako, yes, an electric one. Yeah. So an electric stringer is arguably going to be, I won't say easier, it's just going to be better. And what I mean by better is that it is going to be, the strings are going to keep their life more and easier. And some people think it's easier. It just depends kind of like how it's set up, but either one could work, Kanako. Arforcio, yo, what's good, chat? How we doing? I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. And thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it. Means a lot. Lena or Leanna. As long as the joke is appropriate, go for it. Haya, thanks. You're welcome, of course. Arforcia doing good for real. Nice. That's always nice. Let's see. Kanako, thank you for the advice. Of course, happy to help Kanako. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with. Cats, can you please pick up my calls? It's been 3 days calling. It's always a voicemail. Cats, you do not have my phone number. Lena, you got my name right the first time. Okay, I'm going to assume it was me saying Lena. Okay. What's my? I have no clue, Lena. I've never had a vegetable, so I have no clue. So Damit, okay, I will do that. 7,000, great plan. By the way, how much is that in kilometers, though? Sadamed, I have no clue how much that would be in kilometers. I just count the steps. Like usually if you have something like a Fitbit, or if you have, at least I know that I have an iPhone, and if I keep my iPhone in my pocket, it counts my steps as I walk. So if you don't have a Fitbit or anything to count your steps like that, now just use your phone. But if you don't have something like that, you would probably just have to like do the conversion using like Google real quick to see how many kilometers 7,000 steps is for the average male of your height. That would be about it. That would be about it, I would say. Constricted? No, never had broccoli. 10, hello, how we doing? Cats, you could try, but I don't think it's gonna work. Lena, nice. Great dad jokes. Dad jokes, hilarious. R4, Tia, how have you never had a vegetable? I know, right? It's crazy, but yes. Never had one. KP, that's pretty funny. Lo, Brody Taylor, sage of strings and shoe, who 6 long years hath served the Tevnis crew. He smiteth, miss with wisdom sharp and true. O fools, that racket lies, I shall enlighten you. I like that, KP. That's fun. That's fun. Ethan, bro, I just popped in. The first thing I heard is that you've never eaten a vegetable. Genuinely, how? So Ethan, very easy thing. I never put one near my mouth. That is how. That is how I've never eaten a vegetable. You'd be surprised, Ethan. It is. We can talk about this tomorrow if you will be at work tomorrow. Mary Kate, hello. Arforcia, finally. Lena, hey, I subbed you, but you gotta go. It's nice knowing you. I'll be back next live. Well, thanks, Lena. I appreciate the subscription. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, the next live, that will start tomorrow at about 8:30 at about 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is typically when I go live. That has seemed to work out the best for me. And yeah, that's usually when we'll be here. So if you can make it out, we'd love to have you, Lena. I would appreciate you coming back. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. But you couldn't find a coach who can be free at night. You can't be free in the morning. Oh no, to learn tennis. Oh no. That sucks. Maybe you might have to go like see if you can find a local tennis court that has a wall that you can start to learn on if you can't find a coach to work with. Lena, by the way, I love the Kirby plush. Favorite character. Nice. Hi, Nehu. Welcome back. Ben, can you have a shout out on YouTube channel you just started? Ben, why do you want a shout out? Regin, I did skip the question because it doesn't matter. I'm not going to answer it. Jimmy, who's my favorite Pokemon? Surprisingly, my favorite Pokemon is Onix from Gen 1. Reason being is a giant rock snake, and I saw that in the show as a kid, and I was like, oh, giant rock snake that roars. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So it's just kind of stuck with me as my favorite ever since then. He's completely sucks to use in battle. Like, he's awful. But I just like everything else about him. He's cool. You won't give up. Nice. I have never had sushi, so I cannot say if I like it or not. Agent. Oh, okay. So what it doesn't matter. You're reporting me for bullying? No. You can say whatever you want. I'm just not going to answer your question because it's my stream and I don't have to. Sir Mod, I don't know Cyclops, but we doing good. What's going on with you? Spencer, what's up? How are we doing? I don't know what Arsenal 4-1 to Tottenham is. I don't know what that means. Spencer, what are the orange for in the glasses? They are to stop the blue light coming off of my phone and my computer from reaching my eyes. So that way I can go to sleep and get better sleep even if I do not have as many hours of sleep. That is about it. Yep. 3AV. Interesting question. I don't think so, but I don't know. Tennis Alex. Kirby, yes, it is Kirby. Yes, Alex. Kirby is here. My co-host. Ragin, I wasn't mean, man. I was just saying I wasn't going to answer your question because my answer doesn't necessarily matter. Spencer, have I tried lavender tea before? No, I have not. I've never had tea. Ash, what's up? How are we doing? Spencer, before bed, it helps you get amazing sleep. Yes, it does. Your club is winning. You don't want to. I don't know what any of that means. I'm sorry. Alex, you love Kirby. Yep, Kirby's great. Jordan, Kirby's just Kirby. That's it. There's no other thing. Let's see. Aya, you're very confused. Alex, bedtime. Yes, it is almost bedtime, Alex, because I have to be at work by 8 in the morning. So we shall see how much longer we're here for. Spencer, no, I have not. Aya, well, you didn't try coffee or tea. How? Never had the desire to. I've never needed caffeine to stay awake or to wake myself up. So I just had no real like desire to try tea or coffee. Jordan, Kirby's just Kirby, bro. That's it. Stama, when I searched for it, it showed that 7,000 equals 5 kilometers, which is around 3.4 miles. And you think, oh, I really saved me, man. Because you were thinking about doing 10,000 steps. It's like, yeah, man. It's crazy how much it is. But if you break it up throughout the day, you really don't notice it. And you can probably get 7,000 easy, Sadamed. But yeah, that's why I said start there. And then if you do it, great. It's a lot easier. If you get up to 10,000, even better, but 7,000 as a baseline. Likito? Did I say that right? Leaky? Give me that plushie. No, Kirby is mine, thank you. He is my co-host. Ash, your friend loves Kirby. Nice. Jordan, Kirby has no throat. Kirby is just Kirby. King, the Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Correct. Spencer, mushrooms are worth trying. Interesting. It's coffin. Coffee is nasty. You ain't missing out on much. Interesting. Nice. Cool, dude. You are fixing your life. Congratulations. Stay on track, man. I'm working on fixing mine too. We're both going through it. Leaky, he looks like mine though, sir. Sorry, but this Kirby is mine. He's not anyone else's. Shadowband EU. Not nasty. You prefer Nescaf? Interesting. Ow. That one hurt. I don't know why. Let's see. Abdare. Have I ever tried a dopamine detox? I have not. I've heard it can do very good things, but I have never tried one. Nutellin, all the way from Brazil. Thank you for being here all the way in Brazil. That's awesome. I appreciate you being here. Ash, well, bye. Have a good night. I hope you have a good night as well, Ash. Thank you for being here. Saddam, but a mission is a mission, and tomorrow's the first day. You're really excited for it. All right, Saddam. So keep this excitement, and you got to remember that excitement, and you got to use that as some of your fuel, especially after you do it for a few days, and then you wake up, you're like, I have to do my steps. And you're just like, remember, you were this excited to start. You're doing this for a reason. Don't let up, bro. Hernandez, I need to replace the ceiling tiles. Yeah, probably. They are old. Silas, holy crap, that plushie's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Well, thanks, Silas. Kirby appreciates it. Jet, have I collected all of the Gengars? What do you mean, like a regular Gengar and then a shiny Gengar? Is that what you're talking about? Smile, hello. The Angry Panda. Yo, I like those shit. I like the glasses. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Brother, what's happening? We're just all kind of like hanging out right now, brother. Usually what happens with these streams is I'm here to help out with any tennis gear related questions that may pop up. If anyone has any, I can answer them live to the best of my abilities. But usually after the tennis talk subsides, we'll just kind of like hang out, have fun, talk about whatever. That's kind of where we're at right now. So yeah, man. That's what's happening. Shadow, I do not have two dads. I got a dad and a mom. That is what I got. Carolyn, hello. Brother, you are literally looking at life through rose-colored glasses. I don't know about rose, but they are different. There are different colors, I will say that. Awesome Dragons, hello. How are we? Christopher, what's up? How are we doing, sir? What do we think of a trade of my Head Radical Pro 2023 for the Extreme Pro 2025? So, Christopher, I think if you were to do that, you would definitely get more spin in terms of more spin from the Extreme Pro 2025, just because it is a more spin-friendly frame. You get a little bit more spin, you get a little bit more power, but you're probably not going to get as much control as you would like. I also believe that the Extreme Pro is lighter than the Radical Pro. I think the Radical Pro is 11.1 ounces unstrung, and the Extreme Pro is 10.8 ounces unstrung. So a little bit of a different weight there. So you'd have to get used to the swinging, to the timing. The other big thing is that the Extreme Pro 2025, more of the weight is in the head rather than with your Radical. It's more evenly balanced, more towards the handle. So it's going to be a very different feel. It's going to feel like the racket is trying to like leave your hand a lot faster, and you just have to like really rein in the racket more. So I probably would not switch to it unless you really get the chance to try it and demo it. Just because it is going to feel very different into what it's designed to help you with. So I know, if I remember correctly, you don't necessarily have that many options to actually demo rackets. But if you can, by all means, please demo it first, just because it is going to feel very different from your Radical Pro from 2023. Lyric, orange lens is like the one's interesting, okay. Shirt, cool. Thanks for the support, I appreciate it. Zolzin, yo, how you doing, man? I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? Angry Panda, you remind me of Matt Murdock / Daredevil. Okay. I've never seen Daredevil, but I'll take it, I guess. All right. Cool. So, Trust me, low key insane glasses. Okay. Angry Panda. It's a compliment. All right, we'll take it as one. Cool. So, with that being said, I've been here for over 2 hours. Well, over 2.5 hours. And like I said a little earlier, I have to work in the morning. So, I think I'm gonna end the stream here probably in the next few minutes, so that way I can get to bed and we can all get back to our regularly scheduled lives. Not this live, of course, but our regularly scheduled life. I don't know, Peacemaker. I don't know what that means. Kirby is just Kirby. He's just kind of here. That's about it. But yeah, the live here is probably going to end within the next few minutes. Leaky, it is 9:30 a.m. where you are at. What time is it there? It is 11:10 p.m. where I am at. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. Where are you at, Leaky? I'm sorry if I keep saying your name wrong. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Peacemaker, no, I don't, because I don't know what that means. Something happens. Hello, Aya. Will have a good night and great day in the morning. Well, thank you, Aya. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll give it about another minute or two, and then after that, I'm gonna go to bed. Elder, is Polytour Pro, Cross, and Polytour Spin made a good hybrid set for comfort and spin to use on a VCore 100? Elder, if you're trying to go for comfort, I would probably just use Polytour Pro on a full bed. That's what I would say, just because Polytour Pro in itself is usually a very soft polyester, especially for it being round. But if you want to use Polytour Spin as the main to give you a little bit more spin, I think it should be fine. I would be very careful if you've never tried it before, just to make sure that you don't go too tight to where you could potentially cause tennis elbow. But that hybrid, if you want to focus a little bit more on the comfort side, then I would put Polytour Pro in the mains and Polytour Spin in the crosses. But if you want to focus a little bit more on the spin side, then I would put Polytour Spin in the main and Polytour Pro in the cross as you have it set up. Just because whatever string you put in the mains is what you get more of the characteristics and feel of. So if you want the string bed to feel a little bit easier on you, I would say put Polytour Pro in the mains. If you want the string bed to feel a little bit stiffer and to give you a little bit more of that spin, then put Polytour Spin in the mains. You can make either one work. Oh, if you've been using a full bed of Genesis Hexonic 2.0, then yeah, by doing that hybrid, it should soften it up because you don't have a completely hexagonal string in there. You have Polytour Pro to kind of soften it up. But yeah, you should be fine. I would just be careful with like tension, depending upon what you want to do with it. But I think you should be fine, Elder. Just depends on if you've had like arm issues or anything like that in the past. Let's see. Peacemaker, no, I do not do that. Sandra, YouTube, yes. Leaky, yes, I am on Instagram. If you look up my channel's name, it is just my actual name, Brody Taylor, and then just put the number 20 after it. You will find me on Instagram. It's the exact same profile picture, so I look the exact same. So if you want to follow me on there, by all means, please, I would appreciate it. Isaac, no, that's kind of disgusting. Angry Panda, you have a good day at work, man. Big up. Thanks, Panda. I appreciate it. Thomas, hello. No. Chicken Lover Kirby. Yes, it is Kirby. YouTube. You see the interesting. Saddam, and now I think I need to go to sleep since it's 5 in the morning. Stomach, that's crazy, bro. I appreciate you being here, but 5 in the morning is crazy, bro. All right, hope you're doing it. Hope you have a great stream. Keep pushing. You're doing great. Thank you, Stomach. I appreciate it. Elder, if you use 48 pounds, yeah, I would probably just say use 48 pounds on the hybrid you're gonna make, just so that way you're just testing the hybrid itself. You're not testing anything else. See what you think, and then kind of adjust from there after you try it for the first time, because you'll get the 2 half sets back if you just give a stringer a full pack of Polytour Spin and Polytour Pro to do a hybrid with. Sandra, you twos. Aryan, hey man, how's it going? It's going well, man. The stream's probably going to end here soon, just because I need to go to bed because I have to work in the morning and I have to be up by 8 in the morning. It is currently 11:14 p.m. here in the U.S. So yeah, the stream will probably be ending here soon, just so that way I can go to bed and make it to work on time. Eric, I cannot. Oh, Zach, you're in my time zone then. Where are you at, buddy? Elder, I like your videos, man. Congrats. Thank you, Elder. I appreciate it. What's up, Phoenix? So sorry you're coming into the live stream now because I'm getting ready to go. But hey, you can at least see Kirby, Phoenix. Yappin, what's up? Better ask it quick, bro, because I'm about to leave. Chloe, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it. Mystic Shades is chill, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Eva, I do not want a thumbnail editor. I do not want a thumbnail editor. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Elder, you've tried a hybrid of Genesis New and Hexonic 2.0. It was perfect. Then why are you wanting to try Polytour Spin and Polytour Pro, dude? Just use that hybrid if you said it was perfect. Let's see. Elder, you're in Brazil, man. That's awesome, man. Joe, I've never had lasagna, so no. Rio de Janeiro, that's awesome, Elder. Go. Yapping, it's not a wig. I grew this hair myself. Cardinal, I don't know what that is. I've never seen that, so I do not have an opinion. What? V. Liusha? Where am I from? I'm from the U.S. I am from the U.S., sir. Phoenix, it's okay, Lil. My friends just left. My friends gave me so I couldn't join earlier, but I'm glad I joined anyway. Well, thanks, Phoenix. I appreciate it. All right, Elder, because I used my old Wilson Ultra. I've been trying different things so I can find what I like best. Well, you already said it. You already said it was perfect. So I mean, you already got that going. So if Polytour Spin, Polytour Pro doesn't work, it sounds like you already know what to go back to just because you said it was perfect, man. All right, cool. So that's it. We're done. Hello, learn English? Yeah, I know English. Or are you saying that you're learning English? Phoenix, I kind of just want to finish cleaning tomorrow. Girl, just get it done now. You're gonna feel so much better that you don't have to do it tomorrow. Might as well do it now when you don't want to, and then tomorrow you can just fully recover. Unique perspectives, you believe in me. Thank you, I appreciate that. T, I am not able to do a backflip at this time. I do not want to hurt myself. All right, cool. So, All right, so Kirby and I, we are done for the night. We're going to be turning in. So we're done. So sorry if there's anything else comes up, but I need to go to bed. Have a great night. All right. I have 2 more questions left. That is it. And then I'm leaving. And then after that, we're done. So that's it. Okay. V, yes, you're in China. You're finding an English native speaker. Yes. I mean, I'm an English native speaker, but if you're looking for a teacher, I may not be the best person to be your teacher, V. Elder, hey, any news on the new VCore release? I have not got anything. Emily, you should do everything tonight. Elder, any news on the VCore release? I have not heard anything. I hope that they can make it on time, just because typically with the VCore and how hard Yonex is having of a time to actually make VCores and percepts right now, because they're trying to fill the demands for the E-Zone. It says the VCore is supposed to release early in the year. I hope they make it. I'm not sure though. So it just depends on if they can fill the it just depends on if they can fill the demand for it. Hopefully they can, but I don't know. I'm skeptical of when they're actually going to release it. But we'll see. Hopefully they get it on time. That's a big thing for them. That's a big thing for them. I would hope they don't delay it. User, how young should a kid start tennis? 3. I think a kid should start tennis whenever. I think it kind of depends on what the goal is of them playing tennis. If it's for them to have fun, they're probably not going to understand what it is at 3 years old. If the goal is for them to be highly competitive and you're willing to put the money and time into them, then you might be able to get them started at 3, but it also depends on like how their body grows to whether or not they can actually hold the racket effectively or anything. So that's pretty much what I would say. You could probably start them later at 4 or 5 and it would be fine, just because at 3, my assumption would be, now granted, I don't have kids that have ever played tennis and I don't have kids at all, but my assumption would be if you try and start them at 3, that might be a little bit young, especially since they're still growing and everything. I don't necessarily know how well that would do for them. So I would say maybe have them start a little bit later, but it just depends on what you're trying to do or what you want them to do. It just depends. Elder, you're not a native speaker, but you are an English teacher. Nice. Very cool. Elder, you also weren't confident that they were going to make it, so you got 2 VCores from 100s, 2023, 2024. Love the frame. Nice. Hey, if they don't make it, you at least got those, and if they do make it, you can demo it and see if you can tell a difference. And then if you do end up liking the new one better, you can always just sell them off, Elder, and then just use the money you got for the VCores you just bought and use it towards the new one. Boom, there you go, new VCore. But hopefully they can get them out in time. That's going to be the biggest thing, I think. Yes, this is tennis talk. It's kind of the whole point of my channel is tennis. So yeah, man, that's what we're doing here. Stama, and now I think I need to go to sleep since it's 5 in the morning. I hope you have a great stream. Keep pushing. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. Thank you, Sadama. I appreciate it. Sadamed, I'm sorry. But yeah. All right. That's it. I'm not answering anymore. I'm done. Elder, thank you for the follow on IG. Kushal, Kushal, you came back right as I'm leaving. But yes, I was still going. We just crossed the 3-hour mark. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done for the night, dudes and dudettes. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a great night. I hope you all have a great day wherever you're at, whatever you do, wherever time zone you're in. But with that being said, I really do appreciate everyone that came out tonight. It means a lot to me that you were willing to take some time out of your day to come listen to me ramble on the internet and hopefully help out some other people. So yeah, it was amazing. I'm glad you all are here. I greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, as always, take care.